and welcome back to Major Impact. It is Money May, and if you haven't already, you need to secure several different revenue streams so you are getting paid on repeat. And joining us today is a special guest who is making a major impact in her industry. She owns several international investment properties and educates her clients on how to do the same. So please welcome entrepreneur, public speaker, financial educator, and global real estate investor and strategist, Miss Queen Blueprint. Queen, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming. We are excited to hear from you, love.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so Queen, before you came on, we were discussing the earnings of nano influencers. So in your opinion, what are some advantages and disadvantages?
Well, I can only speak to the international market because that's really where I thrive in terms of being an influencer, as I work with developers and I tour their developments. But when they're first creating their budget and they're first creating their development, they don't exactly have that kind of big influencer money. So it's better for them in terms of working with, nano influencers, because we're more going for the lower budget. We're saying, hey, like, we're valuable and we know that we are, but we're just starting out. So let's work on something, something that can work for me and something that can work for you. And even exchanging like, hey, can I come and stay at your development for 3 days and I'll do all the content there and I get a free stay and you get help with, developing out your marketing strategy. So yeah, I think that's the advantage.
That is so awesome. I want to hear more about this beginning. Where was your first international rental property?
Yeah, so my first international rental property is in Kenya, an eighth of an acre, 4-bedroom, 4-bath duplex, 10 minutes from the beach. And I actually just helped another client get over there and purchase hers, and her family is actually making the move. So I actually linked up with my business partner in a Facebook group, which oddly enough, I don't really use Facebook much. I'm an Instagram girly, but for some reason I was in there that day. And I actually had him on a YouTube series that I was doing at the time, again, during the pandemic. And as the conversation was going, I was like, man, this is really interesting. What do you mean you bring Black businesses over to the continent? And I said, I'm not really interested in bringing, my clinic over there because I really focus on money management, money mindset. I'm more focused on how can I get this real estate? And so he was the person to actually help me to execute the transaction.
That is so dope. I love
it. What makes global property a good investment? And how do you make sure you feel safe when you are back home in America while your property is so far away? How do you manage it?
So that really has to do with building out your team and paying them, but not paying them too well. Because the thing is that they start, there's a different kind of money mindset in different countries and even in different markets inside of those countries, right? So where you may think, hey, I'm giving you a great salary, they may think, hey, I'm about to get you for some more, right? So you want to make sure that you build that trust. And like, that's where my business partner and I really bridge the gap for the diaspora, right? We want to make sure that we do the due diligence. We want to make sure that you go through an actual legal team that will get you to make sure that the titles are actually in the hands of these developers. Because a lot of the times when you go and do these international investments alone, you don't actually know if they hold the title. Just because they're on the land and they have access to the property does not mean that that owner actually owns the land. And that happens frequently. You'd be very shocked, right? So his legal team comes in and makes sure and ensures that the title is actually held by the owner that they say it is. And he walks you through the actual execution of the contract. Where I come in is the financing. And so together as a package, we ensure that, you make a really good investment, and we do our due diligence on the developers before we say, hey, you can go and connect with this country and this developer in this country.
Some of us have never thought of this possibility. So tell us, what is the very first step in owning the international real estate, and what does it look like to work with?
The very first step, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, there's no way. But we need you to get your personal finances together. You can't just run off to another country with your finances a hot mess. Okay. So how am I going to help you leverage anything here in the US if you have written the US completely off? right? So that means that you would have to come 100% out of pocket, as opposed to my client who we got her $45,000 worth of equity out of her US property to use internationally and purchase her land, right? So the first step that we took her through was really evaluating her personal finances. And then we took her through evaluating her business finances, combining those together with her asset here, and then going international.
Are you excited about your next annual summit? So please tell us a little bit more about it, and when is it?
Yes, absolutely. So I love to educate, right? And I feel like this information needs to be readily available, because we've all kind of, at least, a lot of us have thought about, it's so hard to buy a house here. It's so hard to buy real estate. And we've kind of written it off. But if you feel that way, that's fine. Take a break. Okay. Take a break from the US market. Come international. Let's go do some fun things out there. You can get something really nice for $60,000, for $100,000, for $200,000, something that would be 2 times, 3 times the build for that same amount, right? And so that's really what the International Infusion Real Estate Summit is about. It's about educating you through all 9 steps of the international process. It's about walking you through the financial process, the legal process, and also connecting you with vetted developers, as well as my legal team and my lenders that will assist you.
So tell me again, where is it going to be?
So this is actually virtual, okay? So you can join in anywhere in the world, okay?
That was so smart.
Anywhere in the world. You can come on in and get all this good information. The link is myinternationalstrategy.com. So that's where you'll be able to get it, and it's free, right?
Wow.
So,
okay.
Yes. You can upgrade for access to, my team, but the information is 100%.
Wow. Okay. So thank you, Queen, for just giving the world your gems at no cost. There's no excuse. So I definitely, want to know, how can our Connect fam out there join your royal community and become royal? I love that. I love the bring of it.
So you guys can actually download my app. It is the Money Mindset Clinic app. So moneymindsetclinic.app. You can go right on there. You can also just follow me on socials at The Queen Blueprint, as well as Money Mindset Clinic.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Queen. And so valuable information. You have me thinking like, maybe it's time for me to make a move. Okay. And so thank you so much for all that information. I hope everybody takes advantage of this free information to change your life. And stay tuned with us, Connect family, because we'll be right back after a quick break to talk about social media uncensored. Coming up next.
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.